everyone in the room. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tracy Plough. I run a very niche and very sector specific consultancy called Pickle Jar Communications based over in Eastbourne. And that leads me to why I am now stood in front of you right now. I'm about to share our idea with you. One of the issues that we have with one of the ways in which UKTI currently work is that it's very much focused around the regions in which we live and perhaps the regions that we might want to reach out to. But those of us that work in particular sectors don't always know the regions that we need to reach out to within those sectors. And we don't always necessarily associate with the regions in which we live either. To some extent it's a meaningless structure to us. So we're looking for something that moves more and more to sector-driven support for us. We also have an issue around accessibility. Sector-driven support does already exist within UKTI, but we can't always find it. We don't know where to look for it. We're tasked with having to work really, really hard to try and find the information and find the people and find the support available to us, or our advisors have to go out and do that work for us as well. We also have another challenge that's a bigger challenge of society as a whole, and that's that we as individuals now expect relevance with the content that we receive, the communications that come to us. Collectively, as a human race, if we were to digitise every single piece of content that we had ever produced as a human race, it would take us from the beginning of all time to 2003 for that to become 5 exabytes worth of data. We got a little bit faster in terms of how quickly we produce that volume of content. Between 2003 and 2010, we started producing that volume of content every 48 hours. Now, we produce that same volume of content collectively as a human race that we used to produce, that took us from the beginning of all time until 2003, that 5 exabytes worth of data, we produce that every 10 minutes. That means there's a lot of content out there and a lot of information that we need to wade through. We don't want to spend our time wading through information. We want relevance to come to us. We want relevance that focuses on the sectors in which we work. And we also want to be able to connect not just with organisations but with people. We're looking for people that are within our sectors that also have that relevance and depth of knowledge within our sectors. Even the sector specialists within UKTI might not have the depth of knowledge that we have about our own sectors and that we actually need and that our peers have about those sectors as well. So, on that note, we're introducing to you Sector Jam. We're told everyone likes the word jam, so why not throw it in? And my company's name is Pickle Jar Communications, so there's a relevance here as well. The team didn't know that when we got that. So what is Sector Jam? Sector Jam aims towards taking UKTI from something that looks a little bit like this at the moment, and there are 2 more little clicks forward on that, where we have the UK companies on one hand funneling through UKTI trying to reach out to global clients, to something that now looks a little bit more like this, where we can facilitate much more of some of the peer-to-peer networking that some other people have already spoken about as well. And then ultimately to move towards a vision that looks a lot more like this, where we can actually not just form those connections within the sectors within our own countries, but also across those barriers as well. What does it comprise of? It comprises of 3 different things. The first thing it comprises of, no surprises here, is a web portal. And through the web portal, people will be able to contribute with their own ideas, their own experiences. They will be able to ask questions of each other. There will be a peer rating system so that you can check the validity based on a peer rating system of the answers and the experiences that people are sharing. It will be completely automated, and there will be algorithms that drive it so that the content that you see when you land on your homepage is relevant, and that relevance is driven by the content that it knows you engage with, the questions that you put into the system, the pieces of content that you've looked at before. Through that information also, it will recognise that Tracy has been looking at information about international schools in Hong Kong. And so it will then generate for me an email that will be completely personalised to my interests, also based on that content. So I will receive information and content that's around international schools in Hong Kong in my emails as well. It won't just be generic information that goes out to everyone. And we don't want to forget the value of face-to-face networking as well. So we're advocating there being an offline element of this that focuses around national sector-specific networking events and activities so that we can really, really get there with our peers. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Sector Jam.
Questions?
I look forward to seeing it in 2025 because that's how long it'll take the government to put that together. How long do you think it would take to put together?
How long will it take to put together? The technologies are available now to produce that kind of thing. It's not a technology barrier. The issue is exactly the one that you allude to. It's more around how willing, cultural barrier, how willing would the UK government be to support something like this that enables people to have their own voices in a platform like that.
It's a merger between the two years, isn't it? It's the merger between the two. It's a peer-to-peer network, really.
We're all saying the same thing.
Excellent. Well done,
Thank you.
Tracy. Cheers.